These are your children. Your son who you can't manage is living with us. Your daughter who has just left college is living with us. We are completely unapologetic about the people we house.
Leonard has a message for people in general and for people who live adjacent to the Gen Zs. Over the last month on Financially Incorrect, we focused on the real estate sector. To wrap up this series, we speak to Tsavo co-founder Leonard Mcharo. He tells us just how big his company is now.
We have rolled in the market about 11,000 units. 2.83 million on average.
11,000.
Yeah, maybe 30 billion.
He tells me the advice his mom gave him about how to solve questions around money in the home and the lesson around women and money.
And I remember calling my mom. I asked her, now, Mom, I have 12K monthly. My wife is still in school. I can't make the money balance. You know what my mom told me? Just come and give it to her. All of it. She'll stop bothering you. Number two, women can squeeze more value from every penny.
The sacrifices and challenges they had investing in building their first property.
Yeah, you can imagine by the time we were building this hostel and the early days of owning it, even when it was full, we were still the most broke among our friends.
We talk about losing 12 million shillings in a business venture that his wife advised him not to get into.
My wife was telling me, this is dangerous, you guys are architects. I told her, no, listen, my dear. This is a work decision.
It's not a personal.
When you're in the bank making decisions with your colleagues, do you consult me?
We talk about why he pivoted from architecture and his pursuit of money.
I've struggled on this thing for 7 years to earn 2.5% of construction cost. And between then, of course, I have to work to make sure that the construction cost goes
down. He gets into incredible detail about their business model and why it has worked so far.
Money is trust, held in a symbol. It could be notes, it could be M-Pesa, anything. We built a lot of trust and made a product that made what we said real. And these two have to always tie together.
A company led by youthful zeal, innovators, and visionaries. This is a Tsavo money story. Hey everybody, welcome back to Financially Incorrect Business Edition. It is a Tuesday. I hope your week's gotten off to a fantastic start. Today we're going to get into, they're not typically in the real estate business, but it is Tsavo. Tsavo, they have 14 different projects across Nairobi, if I'm not wrong.
14 complete.
14 complete.
And I think 24, 25 in total.
15 complete and 10 ongoing. And we're going to get into the business of how this company came to be and all of that. But before that, let me get through my quick announcements. The links in the description box. If you'd like to recommend a guest, please do click the link in the description box and nominate someone, whether you have access to them or not. We'll try our best to get them here on Financially Incorrect. The second one is a survey to just give us a bit more information. I looked at it the other day, actually. I saw it has a lot more people now who filled it in than I did a while ago. But the stats haven't changed much. That's what was also really interesting. Anyway, please fill in that survey. It helps us give us feedback and just understand how we can give you guys better value. And we have some really fun stuff coming up. So into my, let me officially introduce my guest today, Leonard Mcharo, who's the founder co-founder of Scalable. Welcome to Financially Incorrect.
Thanks, Barack.
Yeah, looking forward to having this conversation.
Wonderful.
My first question, not money related, but you've been married, if I'm not wrong, you've been married 28 years now. This would be the 28th year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. That ideally would means, I don't know actually, maybe you'll tell me, but that's a pretty long contract to be in. What do you think being married that long or being in that long of a contract has taught you about what it takes to be in long-term contracts?
Well, you must have a hot chick. you can't look at someone you don't like for that long.
Yeah.
It's been all incorrect. The whole thing was. I mean, I was in school. I was in my 4th year. A very strong student activist. So I came from one of my student activism issues. Mm-hmm. I come to my desk, I find a hot girl seated at my desk. Mm-hmm. I mean, surely the university has so many places to sit. Mm. And she left all those and somehow came and sat at my desk.
Yeah.
She was studying accounts. Mm. So my pickup line was, I have heard of ex-dividend and cum dividend. Please explain them to me. I have had how cum dividend for 28 years. But the whole
I don't think I've ever had. Anyway.
yeah. So I think friendship has been a key part of who we are. I don't count my marriage from the day we got married. I'm not sure what that is. So the day I met her, I told her I'm going to marry you. That very day, she told me you're mad. I told her, yeah, I am, but I will still marry you.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether that's the day, or whether it's the day I paid dowry, or it's the day I moved in with her, or the day we got a kid, or the day we went to church. So I say that day, 13th of October, 1998, at around 4 p.m.
Yeah.
That's the day it counts.
That's the day. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Okay, so those are I guess maybe lessons within the marriage. I'm curious about if you're translating the elements of being in a contract to outside of a marriage relationship, a regular commercial contract, for example. What lessons do you think you'd pick from?
It's the same. When we set up the business, we wanted to model Tsavo as our marriage or as our family. Not a perfect institution, but something where intelligent people come together and they bring their ideas forth and they fight them out and they're always creating something new. So that for us was the philosophy. And if my business philosophy, one of them is, I picked them from Warren Buffett, very many. A contract is like a marriage. If you're not going to last for a long time, it's not worth getting into. So I try to be very, very picky about the contracts I get into. Because then, I mean, there's some we used to get into, we thought it would be like, a one-night stand or a 2-year come-we-stay situation. So we say, we'll just vumilia for 2-3 years, then it'll be over. But it's a nightmare. So what you want is get the right people in the bus. So whether it's a marriage, whether it's a staff member, whether it's a customer, whether it's a supplier, you must have that love spark. Yeah. And a great deal of intelligence. It helps. Okay. Yeah, so that when you're talking the same language.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question I want to ask you is, again, a comment that you made in an interview I watched, and it was about being the smartest guy in the room and the brokest guy in the room.
That's painful, eh?
Yeah.
Because those are two wrong moves. Being the smartest guy in the room is a very wrong move. It means you're in the wrong room. And maybe those are mistakes I made as a consultant. You're absolutely in the wrong room. So what we do at Tsavo, I make sure that the people I bring on board are way smarter than me. Or at least they are way smarter in their area of specialization. Yeah. So that's very important. It was very humiliating. You go into a room, you think you actually know what's going on, and everyone else is making the money. Yeah, so I think as we were just talking before the interview, understanding the business model of anything that you do is very, very important. Yeah. So then you bring people who are sharp, they'll sort of pull you up.
Yeah.
And being the brokenness, we've been there. There's no dignity. There's no dignity in poverty. Yeah. So I think it's always important to try and create a business model that creates some cash for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into your story now, or
sir.
the story of how Tsavo comes to be. So what's your the background of your money philosophy? What's your background of you understanding money? What's that for you?
See, history, when you're looking back, it's very easy to say 1, 2, 3 happened, therefore this happened. But the truth is that this is financially incorrect, right?
Yes.
So we can just say it as it is.
Yeah.
It's a culmination of so many things that happened over so many years. It's cliche to talk about rags to riches, but it's true. We grew up fairly poor. Okay, we didn't feel poor, but we were poor. I mean, I went to school barefoot for the first couple of years. Well, not because we didn't have shoes, but all my classmates didn't have shoes. So you sort of have to fit. I was the smallest kid in class. So you go there with shoes, and first they'll beat you, then they'll take your shoes. So you just go to school barefoot.
Yeah.
So, but once in a while, a relative would come from town, or you'd hear about someone who has money. That felt better than not having money. So I grew up with that little itch. Yeah. I didn't grow up with my father at the beginning. So I grew up with my grandparents. But I had my dad was rich. So then I moved from that life of going to school barefoot. And then, whoop, in one move, I'm transposed into my father's house, who has cars and a TV. I mean, I first saw a TV when I was 11 years old. And a TV and things. I'm like, wow, this is a much better life.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like him. When I met him, I didn't like him. So I wanted to be richer than him. I knew the only way to better this guy is to make more money.
Why did you not like him?
I don't know. He's the most wonderful man. I mean, right now he's a guy who makes me cry. I mean, it took about 9-10 years for me to fall in love with him very deeply. But I just knew the only way I can be better than this guy, because he's loved and respected by everyone. So I thought it was because he's rich. I said, I have to make more money than him. So from the time I was a child, the whole idea of making a lot of money was very central to my life. And that sort of followed me. It's what made me work hard in school. I didn't like books, but I had to run away from poverty. And the only way to run away from poverty was to read. Yeah, so I had to get good at books. By the time I was in the university, since second, third year, he started becoming broke. So then I had to take care of myself and my siblings. So then making money was no longer a dream to be rich, but it was a mechanism to survive. Yeah. So then I learned how to be an entrepreneur and a hawker and all manner of things, all the way from university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most successful venture you had while you were at university, when you're supporting yourself and your siblings at that time?
So I did several things. The first venture was making bookmarks. Those days people used to read books, not on phone, real books. So bookmarks were a thing. So I'd write little poems and make a bookmark. So I'd leave my room, I'm going to the mess, and I have no money. Yeah. So, but I have 4 or 5 bookmarks. I sell them for 20 bob each. And I'm good at talking. And girls would always listen to my stories, and they would always buy my things. So I'd go sell them bookmarks, get a hug or two, or whatever other benefits I can get on the way. By the time I get to the mess, I have lunch.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how it started.
Yeah.
And then I made architectural models. I'm an architect. So architectural models were good, because you make an architectural model, you get 20,000 bob, 30,000 bob, and you're a student. So that worked. I did renderings of buildings. That was before computers. So we had to draw them. You get the plans from an architect in town, draw the plan, draw the 3-dimensional thing, then paint it in watercolor. That brought in a lot of money. And then I started art, just painting. One of my lecturers was a fine artist, a very good painter. So he taught me painting watercolor. So I'd draw African women on their forms and what have you. So I'd draw one at night, paint it during the day. So it took me 24 hours to make a picture, and I'd sell it for 5-7K. Yeah, so that's what sort of kept me moving.
Yeah.
And the art was good because architectural models, I only had to depend on architects. But art, I could just go to a bank. Yeah, for me, I just go to a bank. I became very good at talking to watchmen and secretaries. Those were my closest people.
To let you in.
Yeah, so I'd go there around 15th when everyone is broke, give them 100 or 2. They'll tell me, okay, kuja next time, kuja 24th. They'll be paid and talk to so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Then I'd come with my art and start selling, and then I'd sell to one guy, the guy would tell to the next. So I think art was most successful for me.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so you get married pretty young, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So what happens, for you during that period, and what significant money decisions in relation to, I guess, what would become Tsavo are you making at that time? Yeah.
So I met Emily in 1998. I said October
November 4th.
October 13th.
Oh,
at,
why
around,
do we have November
at around 4 p.m.
Oh, 4 p.m. That's where the 4 is coming from.
That's where the 4 is coming
That's where
in.
the 4 is coming from. Yeah.
It's 8 years after her dad had passed. And her dad was a very wealthy man. But 8 years without him, and the kids were young, so the finances were really terrible. It's 4-5 years after my dad retired early. So our finances were even worse than hers. I mean, at least because she's a girl, her mom made sure that she received at least 1,000 bob every week. For me, if I didn't sell bookmarks, I was on my own.
Yeah.
So, and by that time, I was already paying my siblings' fees. So our money, you can see even my pickup line was around money, ex-dividends and come dividends. So our money conversation started on day one. Because we both were talking about our families, and there was a glorious past. But the present wasn't as good. Fortunately, my grandfather, who had never been rich, had a fairly balanced financial position when he was working and many, many years after retirement. And he had investments. Simple rental houses, cows, and stuff like that made him survive. So we were talking about those stories from the very beginning. So we knew we were going to not go the rich and then broke. We didn't want what our fathers had gone through. We preferred the route that the grand old man had gone through. So those were our stories at the beginning. Then life happened. So a kid comes, when we're young, so a child comes before the degrees.
That's always fun.
Yeah. So of course you stop dreams of being rich and just start surviving. What will the child eat? What are we going to pay our own school fees? What will happen? So we sort of lost our way for 3, 4, 5 years. But then you go to a place where, you see, when we met and we were having our firstborn, I didn't have a job, she didn't have a job. We ate, we drank, we paid our bills somehow. At the end of the month, we had no investments, we had no savings. But now, fast forward to about 2003, because we met in 98. So 2003, she now has a job. I have a job. I'm lecturing at the university. We are eating, we are drinking, we are paying our bills. At the end of the month, we have no savings, no investments.
Yeah.
So we knew...
Is this when you were earning 15,000 a month?
This is when I'm earning 15,000 shillings a month.
Okay.
Yeah, as a university lecturer, it's crazy. Yeah? That's how much we value intelligence. Yeah. So we knew that's a downhill trend. So we said, okay, let's go back to our original stories. What did we want? Because see, that time we were in love. But now when life happened, we are now we got caught up. So we had to come back, but now not stories anymore. We had to put in mechanisms to begin to
Do you remember what it was that actually got you to pause and think back to be like, we've deviated from our path?
I think it's just that conversation, because my wife was on maternity leave.
Okay.
And that's when we had the conversation of we need to sort of rise.
Okay.
And then I remember immediately my younger brother came to visit and see the baby. He was in college then. And I had dreams of buying a piece of land in Kitengela. So after having this conversation with my wife, I thought, okay, by the way, the only way to get out is to buy land in Kitengela and build apartments. At which she laughed. Said, no, people like you, young, where is the camera? young women. Don't kill your young husband's dreams. Say, people like you are supposed to be working hard to pay the rent.
Yes.
Not dreaming to become landlords. But anyway, it didn't stop me. So my young brother and I went I just bought a little car. These cars you spend more time under than inside.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had one it was a K Toyota Corolla 90. So we went to Kitengela, we went to Syokimau, looking for land. And then as we were branching out to Kitengela, I told him, if you go ahead, there's a university called Daystar up ahead. So we went to Kitengela and we didn't find something that touched us. So So my bro told me, now, Chief, I'm in college. You're paying my hostel fees. You know there's money in hostels. Why don't you go to that university and check it out? I'd never been there. Oh, actually, that sounds a good idea. And then incidentally, I had just designed a hostel for the University of Nairobi. So I knew all about hostels. So we actually went, and that's how our first development came to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you end up even purchasing and getting this first development off the ground? I mean, we know where the idea is coming from now, but how do you actually make it happen? Because from what you've understood, at this point in time, when you've had a conversation about living better, you're still on 15,000 a month. Your wife's having a salary. So how does that? How do you actually practically change that
situation? Now, I've always been a hustler, in the real sense of the word. And while in the university, I did a very good deal. I worked for a company. I did a project for them, and they paid me about 420,000 bob. I'm in third year then. And I blew that money in a few weeks or a few months on chips and shoes and chicken and, just disappeared. And they became broke again. But I prayed to God. I said, God, next time you give me 400K, I will use it wisely. So by the time I'm having this conversation with my wife, it was not idle, because then I'm doing my 15K per month, but then I had got a contract to design hostels for the university.
Yes.
And my first payment was going to be 400K. Yeah, so it's like the same 400K that I got 5 years back, I now got it again. Yeah. So I decided before that money comes, we must use it wisely. Yeah, now that's when the story comes. So when I go to Daystar, motorbikes were not a thing then. Imagine there was a time where there were no Ndudhis in Kenya. So I get to the junction and there are people waiting for any mode of transport. So they see my little car, they stop me, and I park 4 of them at the back. So and I begin to ask them, are there brokers where I can get land? They say, no. Any broker here will call you, go to the lady. There's one lady called Mrs. Mulandi, and she owns all the land. Go and talk to her, she's a nice lady. And I went, I didn't see her that day, but I saw another day. I went, I told her who I was and what I wanted, and that I'm expecting 400K. And she stuck at $1 million. Say, I can sell you an acre for $1 million. But what I can do for you, I can give you time. You pay the balance, how and if you want. I mean, okay, how and when. When you get the money. Yeah. So I made sure the next meeting I went there with my wife and my 2 kids. Yeah. And the little one was there. Yeah. So, Mom, here's my 400K check. And the balance, I'll be bringing you every month. She told me something very interesting. Say, pay me every month, but make sure these children have food to eat first. I'm a rich woman. I don't need your money. So after they've eaten, then you pay me. Yeah. And when you're done paying, then you can come and develop. Yeah, so that's how the practicality of it. That's the first step.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to pay off this? The 600K.
So the first thing we did was put all my money in savings, and then again, fortunately, we went on strike.
Fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately. we went on strike at the university.
Yeah.
So my salary now moved from 15 to 27K. Then I got house allowance.
Benefits.
Yeah. So I took my house allowance of about, I think it was 15K or 20K or something, put it in the circle. And the 27K, all of it, opened an account, and every month, I would give it to Mrs. Mulandi. So her son was a pastor. So he's a guy, because Athi River is far, so I would go and meet him somewhere in Ngumo and give him a check. Then when he told me, hey, Mcharo, you have opened a bank account specifically for this deal, because I can see the check numbers, they're all following each other. I told him, Chief, no, that's everything now. Yeah. So.
And how are you surviving as a family?
The wife, man.
You're on a salary full.
I am. Man, don't try this at home, eh? I have to be nice to her.
Yeah.
So that she gives me bus fare the next morning. So that she gives me lunch. And when I come home in the evening, she's nice to me, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So it really helped in building the marriage. That's why we can't talk about Tsavo without talking about the marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm a very arrogant person.
It doesn't
But
seem like
that move taught me humility in the home. Yeah, I can't be arrogant to her in the evening and ask for bus fare in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, I want to even ask because it sounds. Earlier when you mentioned even, there's no dignity in poverty or not having money. This is one of those stories where, when you're listening to it, it's romanticized and it sounds great, because now you have a fantastic ending on the other side.
Yeah.
But I would assume that it wasn't as simple as just giving away the 27K every single month, month on month in a row. I'm assuming there must have been some difficult days where it was more difficult than others to give it away and ask for the bus fare.
Definitely. Now, as a young man, I didn't like the indignity of asking for money then. I still ask for it to date, by the way. Yeah. She still controls all the money. And maybe I'll tell you the story of how that control began. It began even earlier. But I feared more being old and broke. That I feared more. So I figured if I invest my money in a project, I'll register the company in both our names. So she will never be left out. But I will always have skin in that game. But if I use my money to pay the rent and buy food and buy her flowers, then we invest her money. By the time I'm old, she can, baby, forgive me, she can come and tell me, what's yours here? Kuna kitu gani yako hapa? So I didn't want that, and I've seen men go through that. So I wanted to make sure that her money was used on sukuma wiki and rent and meat and what have you, on the temporary things. But my money was used on stone and mortar, so that tomorrow she will not turn against me.
And she hasn't.
No, she hasn't.
Okay.
And I sort of could still trust that she would do well, because when we were broke, even earlier, when we were now more broke, we were living somewhere in Kino. And I was earning, before the 15K, I was earning about 12K from an architect, which came once in a while. It didn't come every month. And I remember calling my mom. I asked her, now, Mom, I have 12K monthly. My wife is still in school. I can't make the money balance. This money equation is not making sense. You know what my mom told me? Give it to her. When you earn it, I used to earn it in cash. Just come and give it to her. All of it. Then two things will happen. And I have to thank my mom for that. Two things will happen. One, she'll stop bothering you, because she has everything. Number two, women can squeeze more value from every penny. So then our financial problems sort of, the problems were there. But the discussions of I need more, I want this, our neighbors have this, and they ended. You have everything. So I just decided, so by the time we are now making that decision to invest all my money, it was not new. We had a few years experience in and then she's an accountant, she's CFA, I say she's hot chick, but she's also very, very clever chick. She's CFA, she's CPA, she's an economist, so she knows how to and she's I'm very generous, carelessly generous. For her, she's generous after her needs are met. So she makes sure that the family does not go hungry.
Okay, I get that. So by my math, it takes you about what, 2.5 years, maybe 2 years and a bit to finish.
It was about 3 years. The plan was about because we had 400K. Then there was
600 left.
There was about 600 left, and you're doing it at about 27K per month. So that was quite a while.
Okay.
So
what happens once you finish?
We're in the middle of the payment, the lady would call us, come to home. Why aren't you building? You don't have to finish paying me. Start. Just do something. Buy a lorry of stones and put it on the side. Start. So she really kept
pushing.
I'm like, hey, this lady, she wants me to start building before I have my title deed, and then she'll take my land. But she was very genuine. She really wanted us to start. So out of that pressure, we began to think. So, of course, we're also working hard. So the salary is increasing. I've built a little architectural practice, earning a little money. My wife is working hard. So we are no longer in the 15K. It was 15K for me, about 27K for me, 50K for my wife. This time now it was, in the lower hundreds of thousands, 100, 150. And, but we couldn't raise the 5-6 million required. But we read a lot. We read quite a bit. And one of the places I get my inspiration is the Bible. And I repeat this every time. Everywhere in the Bible, when God wanted someone to do something, he just asked them, what do you have? It doesn't matter whether it was big or small. What do you have? I mean, Moses had to cross the Red Sea with a bunch of guys, and all he had was a stick. Yeah, but what do you have? That's enough. So I knew I have Mdomo. I have architectural skills. Why don't I create a beautiful architectural drawing and go to people and ask them to partner with me? So I went to my cousin and her husband. I told them, okay, I have this product, is 6 million bob. I want us to be there 50-50, your family and my family. So I need 3 million bob in cash from you. And then from me, I'll give you half acre of the land. So 600K. So of course I've now marked it up. 600K. My architectural services, 400K. That's $1 million. And then 2 million bob in cash. Remember, I was saving at the SACCO.
Yes.
My wife was also saving at the SACCO.
Yes.
So I knew I can get $1 million, she can get $1 million. So land, services, $1 million from me, $1 million from her, 3 million from them. But the condition was they give me their 3 million first. And that's how we started. Yeah. Boom, and we had 5 million bob to put up the project.
Okay, so you get the loan, you have 5 million bob, and you begin to. And if I'm not wrong, you do 23 rooms. That's what you start with.
23 rooms.
Right.
Now, let me just tell you the story of getting the loan.
Yeah.
So to join the SACCO, I was encouraged by a messenger. This messenger just called me. Young man, come. There are professors here who don't have savings. And the little savings they have, the only loans they get are education loans and emergency loans. So you're young, start early. That's the game we introduced to the SACCO, the university SACCO. So by the time I had put in 400K, out of that 20K, after 2.5 years, it got to about 400K.
Yeah.
And we could borrow 2.5 times. So I went and I asked for a loan for $1 million bob. $1 million bob, man, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I went, the SACCO management was so impressed that this 29-year-old, I think it was about 31-year-olds, 31-year-old boy wants to borrow $1 million for development, while professors are borrowing for emergency and education. They processed my application very fast. Bro, I got a check that had 1,000,000, full stop, and 2 zeros. And the most zeros I have ever seen in my life. And I went to the bank and we got the loan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So what happens after you build?
Okay, so what happens, of course, we took these loans, but these are SACCO loans.
Yeah.
We never believed in bank loans.
Yeah.
Even when my wife was working for the bank.
Yeah.
So we took loans from
The
no,
SACCO.
by then she's not working at the bank then. She was working for another company. So we took loans from the SACCO. And the beauty of that is that we had to have savings first.
Yes.
Before we were able to borrow. So we build. The first 3 months, we have only one tenant. Just one guy who was there. I mean, it was painful. We spent all this money. And I'll tell you, I've done things. You asked me about marriage and the length of a contract.
Yes.
I've been married for 28. I've lived with a woman for 28 years.
Yes.
And that's very hard work.
Yes.
But even that does not compare to the pain of building that first project. It is the most stressful time of my life. Yeah, so when you see it completed, it looks nice and easy, but the journey there was the hardest thing I've to date. Is the hardest thing.
I mean, looking back now, you guys have developed 14 properties, and
Yes.
you say 10 ongoing.
Yeah.
So why was that one? When you're looking back now, what made that one so challenging?
Because first, you don't have money. You've promised your partners that 5 million is enough, and it's never enough. So we have to go back to them and tell them we need more. And for every shilling they contribute, we have to have a shilling.
Equal.
Then the project is over finally. You get one tenant for 3 months, and you told them, I'll have 23 rooms occupied, pub. You'll have your dividends. I'll have my dividend. My brother-in-law was a forex dealer at a bank. He used to work in the treasury. So he'd make his deal in the morning. By noon, he knows how much money he has made or lost. And here we are getting little. So even the relationships is strained. Very good people. And we are very good friends to date. But so we have all this kind of thinking. So ultimately, we had to buy them out. Yeah, and so the next 4 or 5 years was just hell.
So how do you find even then the other 3 million to buy them out, or 3 point whatever else you had added to buy them out?
Very long story. So we had to go and talk to my dad. My dad has some land somewhere near Mombasa, a place called Mazeras. Yeah, I'm telling you all the stories of my life. And convince my family to give their biggest asset to my wife. My Kikuyu wife, nowadays tribalism is not a big deal. Back then, getting a Kikuyu wife was a big deal. Yes. If you're not a Kikuyu, take family land, transfer it to my Kikuyu wife, so that then she can get money.
Alone, using it as collateral.
Yes, so that I was working for the bank.
Yes,
she was not getting a loan at 5%.
Yeah,
that one you take.
Yeah,
to pay my loan and pay my father's loans. And use some of the money to develop. Yeah. So that was salesmanship at a very high level.
Yeah.
Convincing my father and my mother and my siblings, and they were gracious.
Yeah.
They were very, very gracious, and they allowed, and that's how we were able to buy off my brother-in-law and my cousin.
Okay.
But they're also very gracious.
Yeah.
They gave us time,
to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
What did you get wrong that you only had one tenant in 23 rooms in a space that seemed like, your brother had been going there, so they seemed like there were students who were there who ought to have been willing to stay there. So what were you getting wrong?
We finished the place, but not quite. We still didn't have power. This guy didn't have power. There was no water.
So the guy was living there.
He just lived because he believed in the dream. Yeah. He moved in, met a girl when he was living there. And then after a semester, he managed. He was very influential. The place was full, and then he moved out. He's like, I've done my bit. Yeah, and he became my friend. Unfortunately, he passed on last year or the year before, but he became my friend ever since. But the product was not ready. It was not fully refined, and somehow Daystar was having issues. Been having issues for a while, but now it's very stable. So we started at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the sort of the first project. So what happens? Okay, you buy them out.
Yes.
What happens when now it's full consistently? What kind of income are you looking at? Are the numbers making sense at that point? Yeah.
So after this, even the project, there was a dream of again when you are young, we said we want our kids to go to Harvard, i.e. Ivy League.
Yes.
And we calculated, we knew we needed a project that would give us 5 or 6 million bob a year. So our target was 500K a month. So this was the beginning of that that journey. Yeah, and we were sort of building towards that. Okay, earning 15K actively, and dreaming of earning 500K a month passively seemed so ridiculous. We couldn't tell our friends. We couldn't share it in our Bible study groups. Because now you look like you are greedy. Why are you praying for this?
Yeah.
And it actually happened.
Yeah.
Over time, it actually happened.
Yeah.
My sons both of them are in Ivy League schools as we speak, and they're being paid for by that very hostel.
Great.
So it gets full for a while. And then as the university does better, the hostel business does better. When the university goes down, the hostel goes down. Neighbors came and they built. And sometimes I remember everyone moved out and we only had 5 tenants left. So it's not rosy. That's what I'm saying. If you look back and you pen your history, you can connect the dots and they look like it's easy. But it was just sheer hell.
Yeah.
Ups and downs. But what that does, because from a paper perspective, it looks like we made mistakes and we had losses and we had gains. No, it builds character. You know, the problem is we have 3-year goals and 5-year goals. Those don't work because the ups and downs will be so many, they'll let you down. So a friend of mine called Jeff, we've been in the same primary school, same high school, same university, but he's always been like a bigger brother to me, and we're practically age mates. But he always told me, shortest period you should think about is 15 years. Yeah. So we just said, let's hang in there. Yeah, you can imagine by the time we were building this hostel and the early days of owning it, even when it was full, we were still the most broke among our friends. So you're having this thing. When your friends go to Naivasha or Mombasa for holidays, you don't. When your friend is taking a trip to Europe, you don't. I mean, just the other day I started traveling because you can't afford. All your money is tight. But what that does, it builds your resilience. You learn to live on little. You learn to build for tomorrow. You learn to talk to each other. You see now as husband and wife, sometimes you can be broke and then a little money comes, then now the arrogance comes. But now when you can imagine, so my wife had to pay off the loan she had taken. We had to, after we've said, pay off my dad's loan, pay off our partners. So we have to keep talking. Then you have to keep getting creative. Then you realize you're making some money, but your level of dissatisfaction rises. You're not relaxing. Yeah, so that level rises. So that's sort of what happened. So all that time, it was building that resilience, and that really, really helped. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly now go sort of to the other side of your professional life, where, if I'm not mistaken, you're now working as an architect, and I want to get to the point where you get dissatisfied with, I guess, being in the architectural business. Where was that dissatisfaction coming from?
Okay, so somewhere in 2005, 2005 was a very exciting year for me, because then we are building the hostel, and then I started an architectural practice with one of my classmates, brilliant guy, and we are the ones who were architecturally incorrect.
Yes.
The ones who were always arguing with the lecturers and causing all mayhem.
Right.
The student leaders in the faculty. So we are the makers of chaos.
Right.
So we start this thing together, and it does very well architecturally, but there was no business model. So I think that's why the story of being the sharpest guys in the room, because that guy is an absolute genius.
Yeah.
So we're always the sharpest guys in the room, or at least maybe our second to him.
Yes.
But always the most broke. So we do nice projects. We win all our architectural competitions because we give this thing time. We really dedicated hours. The level of passion was unmatched. And it grows and it grows. One time we had a windfall. We did a wonderful project for the Red Cross, the Boma Hotel. So the project was good and the money was good. So we had money, and that's when I made some of my biggest financial blunders. Yeah, because suddenly, I mean, when you're starting the company, we went to a bank to open a bank account. They chased us away because we didn't have enough. We had 500 bob.
Yeah.
They said,
no, thank you.
But now the bank was coming to us. They'd come to the office. We need to open a bank account. You go to the bank and say, hey, hello, Mr. Mcharo. That feels so good. We got careless. We got into the cattle business. Yeah. Now by then we had another partner. So these are 3 architects who had never had goats.
Yeah.
And we decided we are going to get into the cattle business. So I'd go to northeastern Kenya, or I don't know, Garsen somewhere, and bring cows to Taita Taveta because we have big ranches there. And the idea was you bring cows, fatten them. After 6 months, you sell them.
Yeah.
My dad told me, start with about 50. Told him, Zebana, go big or go home. So we bought 700 cows.
Yeah.
Loaned 100 of them to the ranch. The ranch was broke, so I was the big man. So I'll give you 100 cows on loan. So it remained with 600. The day we consolidated the cows because you don't buy them at once.
Yes.
You get 20 here and 30 there. So after we had consolidated them, I called the ranch and asked them, is it raining? I said, it's raining. Told my dad I'm a genius.
Yeah.
I've just bought cows
And
it's raining. This is 2009.
yeah. How much do you spend on the cows? How much do 700 cows cost?
At that time, it cost me about 12 million, Bob.
12 million.
Now, if you go to Garsen, I cleaned out KCB in Garsen. They told me, don't come today. Wait for 2 days. Then they go to Malindi and bring me cash. Oh, I felt good, man. That's the only time I've ever felt rich. You've cleaned out KCB.
There's no money left.
There's no money in the account. Oh, holy
Wow,
Lord.
okay.
Help us. Did I mention I'm arrogant? That's when my arrogance was at
Hit
peak.
the roof. Yeah.
My wife was telling me, this is dangerous. You guys are architects. I told her, no, listen, my dear. This is a work decision.
It's not a person.
When you're in the bank making decisions with your colleagues, do you consult me? Yeah, so that's one time I told my wife, you stay aside.
Yeah.
She says, okay, what can I do? That was in end of March, I think March 29th or 30th. It did not rain until, I think, October, November. So these 100 cows, these 600 cows, they died.
All
died. 360 died.
Wow.
About 360 died.
Yeah.
So the 240, I sold some to KMC at throwaway prices. We didn't even know how to transport them. So the first lot, we put them in the truck. We were told to put 18. We put in 21. And they just died along the way. And they had drunk water. Yeah, so of that, so you spend 12 million buying them, then you have to add medicine and taking care of them and what have you, and buying hay and what have you. So maybe got about 15 million. We recovered about 5 or 6.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was
That's a tough one.
That was disaster.
Yeah.
That was disaster. Yeah, so after that,
But you guys you must have made some good money then to put 12 million on an investment.
Oh yeah. We got paid.
Yeah.
But that's the only big check I ever received as an architect. So after that, then things didn't work as well.
Yeah.
And then now we are now doing bigger projects and being mistreated by clients. Somebody will just come there and just tell you off, call you for a meeting. You go at 9, they make you wait until noon. So that's where it began. So what we did, we discussed with my partners, told them, and then reading books now. Reading books it paints a world that sometimes seems impractical to those around you. Now, talking about books, I have sufficient intelligence to understand what the author is trying to say. I don't have enough intelligence to argue with the author. So what I do is, I read a book, I understand 40%, I take the 40% and I apply it. The 60% I don't understand, I ignore. So I don't have the wherewithal to go and argue.
Right.
So I read this book, or this bunch of books, and I tell my partners, guys, we can move from here and go somewhere else. We had a client who was into fast-moving consumer goods. So I told them, our client sells toilet paper and toothpaste. She has joined Club 101. Club 101 then was the SMEs that had just made $1 billion. $1 billion per year. So before you go to the stock exchange, they did Club 101. We can't make 30, 40 million bob a month. And we have the brightest minds in this place. I believed what we had in that company was more than a theater. What the doctors would have as they were doing an operation.
Right.
I thought we had more brain power.
Intellect.
Yeah, in that place. And we can't make, our income is 25, 30 M per year. We have, 35, 40 employees. We can't get a salary half the year. So I went back to living off my wife.
Yeah.
Because I can't afford a salary. I'm like, this thing is wrong. These guys are thinking of training themselves to go to the stock exchange by selling toothpaste and toilet paper. Here we are, super geniuses. We can't make money. Let's turn this thing.
Flip it on its head.
Yes. And create something that can go to the stock exchange. And I would explain with white papers and draw circles. And one day, one of my partners told me, Chief, I'm not going to run a company based on drawing circles. Yeah. We set out to build great architecture. That's what we are doing.
Yeah.
These dreams are yours. You have issues. You have midlife. That's when I started keeping my afro.
Yeah.
Like, look, even your hairstyle has changed.
Yeah.
You're going through a phase. So please go and
Express yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious from your perspective and experience. How many firms? Because I don't know if this episode will have gone out by the time we talk. I think so. But I spoke to an architect here as well. His name is Henry. And we were talking about the troubles of architecture, and he was saying, yes, we don't have as much money as people think that we do. When you're talking about the business model and the cycle and how it's difficult because of payment terms and anyway, a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
But the situation you're describing, where you're saying you have X employees, you're doing 30-40 million in revenue a year, but you as a senior partner can't pay yourself. Like, how many people are living in that kind of quagmire?
That's the world of architects, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful art in the world, I think. It's almost better than sex.
Yeah.
But it doesn't pay. I used to tell people it's like having a beautiful girl. She won't sleep with you. She won't cook for you. She won't marry you. She just wants to hang around you, and you feel good hanging around her. Okay, I hope I'm not sounding sexist, but that's how it felt. I have this thing that I love with all my heart.
Yeah.
But it's costing me. That's what professional services, especially architecture. So you can imagine you're doing a building. We did a building in Kilimani, a beautiful building, the first community bank building. Comes sort of near a center, comes and curves at the top. I think to date it is still the most outstanding building in that area. We earned about 40 million
to do it
in fees, but that was a period of 7 years. So 7 years.
So you divide by 7, it's about what? About 6,
about 5.7 million per year.
Yeah.
Divide that by 12, you get about 480K or something, 400 and something thousand shillings per month.
Yeah.
My my interior designer was earning 350K
a month.
So this one guy almost took everything. So you see, it looks like a lot of money because of the length of time it takes and the humiliation you have to go through.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So I try to tell guys, why don't we create something? Because people understand products. I don't think we understand intellectual service yet.
Yes.
Yeah. As an architect, I know how much money I'm making you, the developer. But you don't care. I would get about 2.5% of construction cost. The lawyer who comes to sell the product gets 1 or 2% of selling price. The salesman who's coming to sell this product will get in 2.5% of sales. You understand?
So they're all making more money than you because they are working with the
exactly. And
sale
what
price,
sells?
which is 2-3 times.
Yeah, sales is a phone call. Hi, my name is so and so. I'm selling this thing. I've struggled on this thing for 7 years to earn 2.5% of construction cost, and between then, of course, I have to work to make sure that the construction cost
are down.
So the harder I work, the less I earn.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I said I need to be on the other side. Either sell toothpaste and toilet paper, or be a developer and sell products. But it was not very easy. So it took about 3-4 years to try and turn this thing around. Yeah. But it didn't work.
Okay, so you eventually leave, and you leave with, if I'm not wrong, seven disciples following you.
Yes. 7 crazy disciples following a leader who has no map.
Yeah.
They asked me, where are we going? I said, I don't know. But we're going to make it great.
Wherever it is.
My guy, Ryan knows. I know how to work.
To get the people there. Okay.
I need to get help. Yeah. But they're brilliant. Those are 7 highly dedicated people. We came in and thought, you know what, I have this interior designer, that guy who earned 350K. He's a genius. I think the best designer in this country. We thought now with the skills we have, we can do interior design to the banks. and they'll earn us. 'Cause bank interiors were our bread and butter. But then banks were moving. They were moving to agency banking and online banking and phone, So the need to do branches,
Beautiful designs and
that was now a thing of the past. Oops. Because they said no, banking, they moved from, before it was bank is where you are.
Yes.
Now they say banking is what you do. I mean, I don't know when the last time was you went to I can't remember the last time you went to the bank.
Yeah.
So that business was gone. Architectural work was nothing. So we realized, okay, guys, we can't be good architects. Yeah, we have to create our own product. So I turned our office into a lab.
How are you even paying for this office at that point in time?
So the landlord first gave me 3 months free.
Yes.
The Jews have philosophies, and the most important part of a businessman's anatomy is the mouth. Yeah, my mouth can get me anything. Yeah. So the landlord gave me 3 months for free. When we left, we had some projects that were running. I managed to talk to those guys to help pay. Yeah. Some of them did. That's what helped us to build the office and start.
Okay.
Some of them were in a consortium with other professionals. So I talked to the professionals. I told them, guys, please don't take your fee. When you get paid, just allow me to keep everything. And then I had rent. This time now rent was coming in frequently. So I told them if we fail, we can bring in the rent. This time rent is like 800K from the hostel. And I had my wife who is earning quite a lot. Okay. Yeah, so it's like, okay, there's another story there, but that's okay. So we knew we had this buffer. Okay. So we just had enough to survive.
Okay. Maybe just give me a bit of context really quickly on how you get the hostels to be generating 800K a month. How many hostels do you need? How many people do you need?
Yes, yeah. So the 23 after we mortgaged my father's property, then we were able to borrow. I think like 19, and then we added. So we borrowed about 30 million bob. We were daring. We were very young. My wife was barely 30. But it was 5%. Yeah. So we were paying it off, and then we increased the numbers from 23. I think we increased. It got to about 90 or something. 99. We actually have 99 rooms as we speak.
Right.
So those were able to generate quite a bit.
Okay.
And then my wife moved from the bank. So the loan moved from 5% to 19%.
Immediately.
And that time there was 19 million bob. So we stopped everything. And that's the time I was now moving to Tsavo from my previous company. So all the money we were getting paid, we went to pay the loan. I think we worked very hard within 2 years. And that is the last time we borrowed. We said never again, because that 19 million would have crushed us. But we worked like crazy. Yeah, so I really thank my wife for doing all the work she did. So any money we got, we sort of just paid off the loan. Okay. Yeah. So that's
how the hostel gets to that kind of money.
So then we're in Tsavo, and we are building the business model, and we started searching. So it was a lab. We experiment on an idea, we take it to market. Anything, we take it to market. So we had learned early that it's not the product that matters; it's the business model. So get an idea, take it to market, fail fast. Yeah, so that's how it was working. Yeah.
So when do you strike the Tsavo idea? When does that light bulb moment come?
Okay, so we are doing these experiments. So we come up with 8 different business models, and we thought architecture would work. It failed. Interior design failed. Then we said we'll have homemade plans. Ready-made plans. So if you come to me for architectural services, here it is. And then we realized online there are people who are doing more superior products, charging cheaper. 10%. Okay, that failed. That was called Tsavo, I don't know, dens and nests. We tried doing one called, we had a circle. Tsavo Housing Cooperative. I think it's still there. We need to revive it. Yeah, that failed. My wife was a finance professional, so we wanted to start one called Tsavo Capital, but the name had already been taken. I think it's a beautiful name. So we wanted to give financial services and advice. That failed. Then we started one called Tsavo Pamoja. So with all these, we pick the lessons and move to the next. Pick the lessons and move to the next. So we didn't leave architecture, we didn't leave interiors, we didn't leave the circle thinking. So all these things just sort of build up. Then we had one called Tsavo Pamoja. Tsavo Pamoja was, I think that's what now led to something. Is we bring a landowner and a contractor and a bank and professionals. We sort of orchestrate the whole thing. It was a way of marketing our services. So within there, we get our fees. That too failed because we realized we were bringing in a landowner, you want them to get a loan. Most of these landowners are just about to retire or they're retired. Then ethically said, now I leave this person with a 200 million bob loan. What if the business fails? What will happen? But using all those ideas, then one person asked in one of the meetings, so we are reading, we are experimenting, we are learning marketing. We marketed, we talked to every bank and every corporate in this country. We used to go for breakfast and presentations. You asked me what it is we were selling, I can't remember. But we were really selling.
Meeting them.
Yeah. So you see, we are learning the art of selling. And one lady asked, Mcharo, you have hostels. What are they? These are small apartments, small units. And from these, it gave you the guts to start a business. Why don't we turn this business into something that does the same thing for other people? You see? So we're like, there's a business model there. Yeah. So with all these skills that we have learned, we took all that. And by the time we're doing all this, I'm also learning about money. One of the things that taught me a lot is to understand what is money. I realized everything I knew about money was wrong. Yeah, it was much simpler than I thought. So we brought all these things. Then I came, I told my people in the office, I think it was September of 2016.
2016 or what?
Yes, 2016.
Okay.
Because we started the company in July of 2015.
Yes, right.
So by September of 2016, I came to the office. I just hired a few new architects. So guys, from today on, we are no longer an architectural company. We are a bank. 3 of the architects didn't show up for work the next morning. Yeah, so at the beginning you said architecture, Tsavo is not a real estate company. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And in fact, I want to ask a question based on what you said right now about your understanding of money changing. So what did you think money was? And now what's the realization of what you have, of what money is?
I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for allowing these young people to form a company called Google. And it's other friends of YouTube and what have you, where you just go and get free education. Right. So I went to YouTube and just typed, what is money? Then I asked myself, what is money? Money is trust. Is trust held in a symbol. This symbol could be cowrie shells. This symbol could be salt. This symbol could be copper. This symbol could be gold. It could be notes. It could be M-Pesa. Anything. And then I realized the only way to make money is to actually make it. Not work for it. Actually make it. If you are the Central Bank of Kenya, you actually have to print your own notes and coins, isn't it? That's making money. The Central Bank of Kenya can print Kenyan currency. It is illegal for them to print Ugandan currency.
Yes.
Okay? So it will be legal for me to print Kenyan currency. But it's okay for me to print the Tsavo currency. Yeah. So I went to the Central Bank website and typed, just to understand what they do. Like, they have 5 objectives. I don't know, fiscal, monetary policy, fiscal policies, 5 things. The first 4 is building trust in the ecosystem. Building trust in Kenya, building trust in Central Bank, building trust in the economy, building trust. 4. Then the 5th one is the printing of notes and coins and distribution. Design, printing, and distribute currency to make sure that these first 4 things happen. I said, that's very easy. I can build trust. So we started doing our internal podcasts. And I taught people about our products. I taught people about our mindset. So I built trust. And then I created the units. So the units for me is my currency. Yeah. But you see, the unit, the original money was gold.
Right.
But gold, you can't keep traveling with it. So you come up with notes to symbolize the gold. Yeah, so for me, I have the units symbolized in a sale agreement. So I realized my sale agreement is my currency. But the day the currency loses trust, see, money is not real. It's a figment of our imagination. Remember the 1,000 bob note we had?
Yes.
Then one day the president said, from tomorrow, it is no longer money. It became paper. So same thing for us. The day the name Tsavo stops to mean something is the day we become worthless. So we built a lot of trust and made a product that made what we said real. And these two have to always have to sort of tie together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a bit of an understanding of how you're building trust internally. How do you build trust externally for the people who are going to purchase?
Yes. So first, of course, the first many years we just talk to my people to believe in what we are doing. Yeah. And that's why we got them very young.
Yeah.
But as you're doing that now, when you're doing the podcasts, this is for the external market.
Right.
Yeah, because one of the things we did also was learn about marketing and sales, which is very different from what we thought. So you say, don't be salespeople. Be teachers, be doctors. Imagine when you go to a doctor, he listens to you as he's writing his own thing, then gives you a piece of paper. And what has he written there, you can't even read. Then you pay him money. The amount of money he asked you to do. Then you go to a pharmacy and give the pharmacist that piece of paper. They give you drugs until you take these ones once in 3 times a day. You do exactly as the doctor ordered. And most times you don't even understand why. So we are taught to be like that. Earn the trust of people the way a doctor earns it, the way a teacher earns it. Don't go pushing products.
Yeah.
So let people believe you. So we did a lot of that. But then we were very careful that the product performs as well as our story. Yep. That's where trust is built.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, tell me how you then, I guess, break down on your first project. I think again, what I've watched and sort of researched on, I've learned, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you don't break down until you've sold 30%.
Yes.
And you do not take any facilities. You don't take any loans. I think you've said financing is the most expensive thing in real estate, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly.
So tell me how do you build your first product, and how do these philosophies come on board? Are they there from the onset based on the projections you're doing, or are these the learnings that come?
I'm very grateful for those first 18 months when we had no customer, no product, no business model, because it allowed us to learn. I'm very grateful for the 10 years prior to Tsavo that my wife and I had been investing, because then we had picked a lot of knowledge. I'm very grateful for the marriage journey that I had, because it also taught us a lot of things. Believe it or not, from the time we set out the philosophy until now, there has been no fundamental change. There has been tweaking and refining, but no fundamental change to the philosophy. So when we put together the business model, we and my understanding of money, and Emily's real understanding, she's a real economist.
CFA.
I'm a YouTube CFA.
She's a real one.
So I would go with my crazy philosophies, and she told me that can't work. I said, no, let's investigate.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go to the first principles.
Yeah.
What's wrong with what I'm saying? Then she'd sort of refine it. So realizing that by the time I'm coming to guys, from today we are a bank, we realized we are not competing with other real estate companies, because we are not them. We are competing with banks. Because in a real estate project, the person who is guaranteed of returns is the bank. The bank loans you, the developer, money to buy a plot. The bank loans you money to build. The bank loans your customer money to buy.
Yeah. So they get their money.
And some of them, the bank loans the tenant money to rent. So, and the bank can't lose.
Yeah.
And the bank will never sign a contract that it did not generate. That's a very tricky bit. So immediately we came to Tsavo and I told guys, any contract, we talked about contracts at the beginning,
Yes.
Any contract we will sign is one we have generated. And the thing we are going to control is the flow of money. Because I had my own bitterness and my own trauma from being abused by clients. Yeah, one of them.
You were really abused by clients.
I was really abused by clients.
Because you said it like 4 times. Unprompted. You are really
you can feel the bile is still there.
I can feel it.
One time I'd gone to Nakuru to visit my son.
Yeah.
Schooling somewhere near Molo. So I'm in Nakuru on a Sunday. And this guy calls. Says, Mcharo, I need you in my office by 11:30. It's like 9. We just finished breakfast. I told him, Chief, it's a Sunday. Why are you even calling me? And then I gave him a piece of my mind. I told him, I've done for you more than you can ever do for me. I've put your name on this Nairobi map. Yeah, and there's absolutely no... In fact, I can never work with someone like you. And from today onwards, I am quitting. So that's the time I knew I'll never want to work with those... Where were we? I got lost.
No, you're expounding on the trauma that you have had from the clients. But anyway, what
yes,
you're
yeah,
talking about,
I remember now.
Yeah.
So we said, control the money. Once you control the money, then you understand it. So we asked ourselves, what's the bank for? What value does the bank add to us? It's to give us money. That's the only value. But who said I can only get that money from the bank? What if I go to my customer? So that means I stopped seeing the buyer of my units as a customer. I saw them as my investor. You see, the channels you're going to use to distribute this content, the viewer views them for free.
Yes.
Isn't it? But someone else will pay for this.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm coming, I'm giving my content. I hope you're not charging me.
No.
You see? You're not paying me for this.
Yes.
I'm not charging you for this, for my time.
But there's someone paying.
Someone will pay.
Somewhere.
So for me, that was my investor.
Yeah.
Because I was not designing a house for him or her. I'm designing for the resident or the Gen Z now. Yeah. You know, the Gen Z is such a big thing. And we were all at that age. We all did the same things at that time. I'm designing for this 19 to 27-year-old. But it is this 35-year-old who's going to pay for it. So this guy is not my customer. This guy is my investor. Yeah. And the only thing I need to do is because all of us, you create a product and then you sell the product. That's why you need money. That's why you need the bank. But what if I sold the product and then created the product? You see, just by taking this thing and flipping it. But now that takes trust.
Yes.
There's a name here that is required. So that's how we knew we would. So the day I came and told the bank, the office that from today on you are a bank. The night before, the Saturday before, I told my mother-in-law, Mama, nitakuwa tajiri sana. Na nitatengeneza kampuni kubwa sana. I was like, hey, what has happened? Did you get investors? No. Do you have land? No. Do you have money? Ama umeiba pesa? No. What do you have? Niko na wazo. I have an idea. Okay. No, the poor woman couldn't say anything. Then I called my mom. I told her the same story. Mwanangu, Mungu akubariki sana. Mothers believe in their sons. I couldn't tell my dad. Because my dad would be like, hey, Chief, show me the numbers. Yeah, so by that time I had understood that if I can only be able to flip this thing, then this thing would work.
Okay.
And it was not from the blues, because Kenya had already proved.
Yes.
We could also see people already selling off-plan. So all we need to do is talk to our friends, specifically my former classmates or my wife's former workmates. Yeah, I went to good schools. She had good employers. So you can see why it was important. I couldn't go to my workmates The architects and university lecturers all broke.
Like him. Okay. So how do you then get that first project off the ground? How do you convince that trust equation that you're flipping? How do you achieve it the first time?
So the first time was getting a landowner to trust us. So one of the people in the office, that's why it's important to hire people who believe and people who are intelligent. She went to a pub, believe it or not, in Rongai, and she was having a drink. She meets this lady, and they start talking. And immediately she starts talking about Tsavo and what they're doing and what looking for land. This lady, I have land. I'm looking for people like you. So this lady comes to the office, and this time we're not doing Tsavo Pamoja. We tell her the dream of how we are going to collect her with money and what have you. Later on, we change the story. We told her, okay, if you connect you with money, we leave you with a loan. So allow us to build on your land. Once you're done, we'll give you this percentage of houses. She does the math. She realizes she's going to get 2.5 times the value of her land. Take it on. Yeah. So we have land. So boom, 7-8 million shillings out of Mudomo and a contract. Yeah. Based on trust. And then we go to our friends, these workmates and classmates. Tell them, guys, this is what you're doing. Like, oh, okay, sounds interesting. This location looks good. The design looks good. So when you go on site, you tell us. Yeah. Now we don't have money. This time now we are flat broke. 1, and 2, I was very deliberate that I'm going to do this business with zero capital. So every penny has to come from the land itself. So I told you I'm incorrect. Yes. Very, very stubborn. So time for groundbreaking comes. We have marketed this thing to everyone we know in our networks. Those days, I had to go every person in my contact. I would create a message specific for them. I would know, not like now it just boom, and then it goes to, it had, I don't know, 4 million impressions. For Ngugi, it goes to Ngugi. For Onyango, goes to Onyango. For Anne, goes to Anne. Yeah, hi Anne, how are you? We met on this time. So everybody in our contact list knew. But what's this thing? Yeah, so it's not there. So time for groundbreaking comes. We have no money. We wanted to hire, these excavators, or backhoe, rather, the small ones. But we couldn't afford. I think deposit was like 100K to come to site. We couldn't afford. So one of the guys in the office asked, what's groundbreaking? And sometimes asking questions is very important, because then you get to understand the essence. What is groundbreaking? What's a groundbreaking ceremony? It's to break the ground and to pray. Say, okay. Is it specified what tools you are supposed to use to break the ground? That you must use as an excavator? There was no specification. So we went to the shop and bought mattocks and shovels. Yeah. I said, we will break the ground. And then prayers, we just brought my mom. Yeah. This woman can just pray all day. So it was not a problem. Yeah. Then we got a few seeds from the neighbors and bought muffins and a few sodas. That was it.
Broke ground.
We came and broke ground.
But you're not telling guys, we don't have the money to build this thing.
No. We are breaking ground here. Video, SMS, WhatsApp, forward. Send it to many. And we broke ground, and my mother prayed and she preached from the book of Ezekiel. Well, forgive me for bringing the Bible in your...
No.
I'm incorrect.
No,
allow
it's
me.
Fine. It's fine. There's nothing to...
And she talks about the value of dry bones. Mothers and their trust for their children. The value of dry bones, where there was bones and the bones get flesh and then they become a big army.
Right.
And she says, I see cities being built everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, man. Mama, Mungu akubariki. And one of the guys there was so impressed. He's a pastor. And we are married to sisters. He was so impressed. The next morning, he came to the office with his wife and he just called me. I told him, don't come to the office. I will come to where you are. You have money. So I ran down. There was no lift. Ran down from 5th floor to the. He was at the gate. I was there. He wrote a check of 590,000 shillings. Boss. That money was as important as that 400K I had received many years back. Yeah. Excavator Bwana, where are you, chief? Why are you not on site? Haya boss, ninafika site, so off to Rongai. We are on site.
As the excavator is whatever.
The excavator is there. We are on site. Deposit 800K. Believe it or not, within a week, we had a few 800Ks thrown our way.
So with a video saying deposit 800K,
yes,
is all you need.
Yeah, we already had the marketing material that these people had.
Yeah.
Now proof of concept.
Yeah.
Because the original notes, the original currency was gold in the bank, in the vault.
Yes.
Right? But then you're given a note to say this to satisfy that so and so has this amount of gold. So the piece of paper had as much trust as the gold.
Yes.
It was, you say you can take it to the bank. So the video had as much trust as the building. Mm-hmm. I realized the mind is that powerful. Mm-hmm. The idea is concrete. So the video worked. And that's it.
And people start sending the deposits.
Yes. And within 13 months, a building was up. 2 blocks. 135 million shillings raised out of trust from our friends. I never knew I had friends who could raise 135 million.
Yeah.
And you're like,
do you run out of runway at any point in this first project?
No, 20% is big.
Yeah.
20% goes a long way. And the business model was worked out that way. Now, we are our own architects.
Yes.
We are our own contractors. The engineers and QSs give us services for free. So we got free engineering drawings. So like, hey, boss, we have been with you. Here is my contribution to your business. And I really thank them. So everything was internal. My Tsavo, I was paying them, we reduced salaries to a minimum. Then I'll pay you at the end of the project. You get units. So everybody's living on the end of the project. The landowner will get paid at the end. So we're able to really move. And we knew of the 60, we just need to sell about 27 units. And we'll be good to go. And we're able to sell, I think, about that 27 units.
So that's the first
project happens.
So it doesn't sound like at that point you had the philosophy of we break ground at 30%.
No. We broke ground when we broke ground.
What leads to this philosophy of we break ground at 20-30%?
Now, the first project was that we just had to start. Second project, a lot of the people, because we realized the people, we had 21 bedrooms and 42 bedrooms. The 1 bedrooms went first and then the 2 bedrooms followed. So we knew, okay, maybe the 2 bedroom is not the place to go. It's 1 bedrooms. Then this time we are reading a lot about strategy. The affordability comes in. So we now move to the studio and 1 bedroom and move it from a 13-month payment plan to a 5-year payment plan. Boss, that was a game changer. So we're now moving from the need to having 2.5 or 4 million shillings for a 1 and 2 bedroom respectively to only needing 27K a month. What? We put that on Facebook. My first post, I think, on Facebook ever. And scam. You cannot own a house for this much. So we got off social media for a while. Just made with YouTube. And the people who had bought, almost all of them, came and bought in the new project. Then they came with their friends and cousins. You see? So then we were able to do our second project. Very interestingly.
And the second project, the 5-year plan is in place.
Yes. So the studio and the 5-year plan. We knew there now, that's why we knew we had struck gold. And we knew we had struck gold because we launched it at the worst time possible. We sent the WhatsApp messages. We were really, that was our main thing for very many years. The WhatsApp messages on Sunday. And the elections of 2017, the elections were on Wednesday. And after the elections, they were nullified. Then there was another election a few months later. So between that period, between that Sunday and the second election, we had sold off the project.
You had sold off all the...
Yes.
How many units?
100 units. We had sold almost all of them. And we were like, hey, we have something. This is the worst time possible. And people have bought. Okay. So by the time we're coming to our third project now, in Coral Bells in Thindigua, and there's the first big one, 475 units. So from 60 to 100 to 475. That's the first place we had strangers. We have people now who don't know us. They are not our classmates.
And no connection.
I couldn't tell where they came from.
Yeah.
See, the first one, we knew all of them personally.
Yeah.
The second one, we knew maybe half of them personally.
Yeah.
And the other half, we know who you are.
I know, yeah.
This other one, we have no idea.
Okay.
So we said, no, we can't start. We have to do 30%. So it was a big project. So we first broke it into 4 phases. Okay. Now, they have to be 30% of 475. It can be 30% of 120. So until we have sold 40, then we start block 1. So we do block 1 until we sell almost all of it. Then we start block 2, then block 3, then block 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So now from there, that's when now we came with the philosophy. And that time it was the market. The market was I think 15% before groundbreaking.
Right.
Yeah. To build trust.
Yeah.
That's how it started. Yeah.
What does the change of this model mean for your financing? Because I would imagine, the first project we're talking about, people paying within 13 months, it means you have the cash to be able to get it done.
Yes.
When you're now telling me to pay 27K over 5 years,
Yes.
what does that do for you guys? Does it not make you go a little slower?
The first project had its good sides and its downsides. So number one, we sold 27 units, gave the landowner, 10 or something units. So out of the 60, we had about, 20, 21 remaining. So those 2 dangers. One, would remain with a lot of product, so become lazy salespeople. 2, would sell these houses and have too much cash. I'm afraid of money. Remember my cows business?
Yes.
And by blowing off my first 400K when I was in the university. So when I have a lot of money, I'm unstable. So we knew the only way is to become lean. So when we did our math, we realized once we have the 20%, it's enough to give us the first boost. Then we collect the other bits, pole. By the time we are done, it sort of balances. Cash in and cash out sort of balance.
Okay.
It got to a place where a few years later, the cash was still too much. Now, for me, that's always a problem. Yeah, for a man, that's always a big problem. Buy the Range Rover and the second wife, and I don't know. It's lots of nonsense. Yeah. So being broke for me has always been an advantage. So after a few years, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but a few years we realize this 20% is not good for us. It's good for cash flow, but how many people have the first lot that bought and they were paying 500K or 800K, whether you're buying the 2.5 million or the 4 million bob house, these were people who are 45 and above. That's very good, but they're not very many. We needed the 30-year-old. So the 27K per month, we got the 30-year-old. But again, not everybody has the 300K or 400K deposit. So we removed the deposit because everybody has 30K.
That they can pay.
Yeah, that they spend on a Friday night. Yeah, that they just send their girlfriend to go and make their hair or they go to the salon with or something.
Right.
So we removed that deposit. So that lessened our cash flow, but it increased our customer base. Now we moved from having to sell 20% to selling 100%. Yeah, before breaking ground.
So you had contracts for every property basically. By the time you're breaking ground, they've all been signed up.
Basically 80% people are paying. So if I struggle to sell 20% for 6 months, this other one, I'm able to sell 80% in the first month or 2. You see, the amount of money is the same.
It will actually be to do that math. That's really to do that math. If you're saying, we're saying what, even if you just use a fictitious number of 20 people paying, how much is the deposit?
Say 500,000.
500,000 deposit.
That's 10 million, Bob.
Yeah, 10 million.
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis
200 people.
Yeah.
Paying 30K each.
Yeah, paying 30K each.
Yeah. So you see, you end up with a lot of money in
Yeah.
in the newer system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we launched a project 2 weeks ago. The first 2 weeks, because we sold first week we sold 272 units. Second week we sold 120 units. That's like almost 40-50%
Yeah.
of the project in the first 2 weeks. So, and bad, I'll break ground in another 2 months or 3 months. Yeah, so then that still helps. So you get little portions of money earlier.
Yeah.
By the time you're breaking ground, you still have a sufficient buffer. Yeah.
How do you have you guys been in instances where people don't finish up with their payments or struggle with making those payments?
That's life.
Yeah.
That's life, and
Because that's the risk you carry.
that's the risk we carry. What we do, the beauty is it's like an insurance company. You have very many people in the pool, so you'd expect some ups and downs. So when someone is not able to pay, or when someone does not pay, it's one of two things: either we have angered them, or they are going through financial troubles. One of those two. Okay, there could be financial indiscipline, or they just don't want, but either we have angered them or they are facing problems. Now, there are things you can't do because that's already a bad time. So imagine you tell this person, I will charge you, I'll refund
Penalty
90% or charge you. You are just adding salt to the injury. Yeah, that doesn't work. So those people, we sit down with them to understand why. So if you're going through a hard time, we give you alternatives. Okay, maybe you had a 1-bedroom, we can move you to a studio, which means now you'll be ahead of your payments. Or if you had a project that started 2 years ago, we can give you one that has just started, so then your payment plan increases.
Right.
Or we can just freeze your money for a while until you figure yourself out, or give you back some of it, and or at the very worst, give you back your money and all of it. We don't keep a cent. Now, that way of doing things makes this person feel valued. So almost inevitably, they always tell their cousins to come. And when they are back on their feet, they always come back. So they come back, and now they come back as believers. Yeah, because we have buyers and we have believers. So that really helps.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, because of the large numbers, and remember, we're giving 5-year payment plan. We are building in maybe 2.5 years. So we build in 30 months, give you 5-year payment. So we still have 30 months of collections the money we don't need. So the old money, we use it now to fund future projects. The model we use now for a new developer is designed for them to fail. If the competition try to do what you're doing now, they will fail guaranteed. Because the zero deposit model on its own cannot fund
the
a project.
next project.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you either need outside financing or old money.
Yes.
Now,
so what you're using is old money.
Old money, yeah.
To finance. So
Yes,
you're never particularly reliant on the money required for
exactly.
this
So we
particular
are using this money plus old money. What most people do, they use future money. So I'm doing project 1, then I'm using money from project 3 to build project 1.
So you're always guaranteed to finish your project,
Exactly.
whereas betting on future money, if something happens, then you're in trouble.
Yes, that's so. The pyramid always has to be very, very, very stable. So,
Right.
so we design our systems in such a way that we are always reducing the cash that we make to increase the customer base, and that makes us more solid. So you can imagine, even when you're going through a lean month or a lean year, there's a year like 2024. 2024 is particularly difficult, but we had built such huge buffers in the previous years. Our cash flows kept increasing, so our sales reduced for the first time, because normally our sales have always been increasing, but for the first time our sales reduced, but our cash buffers were so strong, they kept moving because of that plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, boss, I've given away all my business, my marriage secrets.
they'll help someone. Anyway, it's an hour and a half now, so let me wind up.
Yeah.
Just talk to me a little bit about scaling, because you started, I think if we were to use like the initial stage, you started as 8, the 7 disciples and you.
Yes.
And then if I add your wife, then I guess maybe it's 9.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you were telling us you have a staff of, or a team of, is it 400?
200 internally,
yeah.
and about 1,300 in our sites and projects.
Externally, right? But
Yes.
that's a team essentially of about 1,400 people.
Yes.
And if I'm not wrong, you have 4,000 investors, 4,000 people who've bought.
About 5,500 now.
5,500.
5,500
You need
now.
to update your website. Our website needs to be updated.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking 5,500 investors.
Yeah,
and how many tenants?
About 4,000. About 4,000 or slightly above 4,000.
Anyway, those are crazy figures.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Actually, let me ask you: do you know how much money in terms of the projects that you've built, what the worth of that is?
So we have rolled in the market about 11,000 units.
Okay.
So average maybe 2.5. I've never talked about money publicly, but what the heck, man? I don't know. Maybe 2.8, 3 million on average.
For 11,000.
Yeah. So maybe 30 billion.
Yeah.
What they're worth now, much more.
Yeah.
But the extra, that's value to our investors.
Yeah.
But what we have actually generated is about that much.
Okay. Anyway, but I just wanted you to talk to me a little bit about scaling, right? And how you've been able to to scale the business to where it's at now.
Yeah. In life, there's pull and there's push. So you can be sucked in to a thing, or you can force your way into the thing.
Yeah.
We prefer pull. We prefer to, so you see, I can scale using a loan. That's adrenaline. I've taken something, pumped it with adrenaline. It's sort of false, because I have the bravado that can build 2,000 units a year. Na kumbe ni pesa nimepewa, which I have to pay back. Or I can scale through demand. And for us, it's not demand of investors that matters. It's demand of residents. So if we know, like now, for instance, Wayakiwe, everyone who comes to our website, every young person comes to our website, amna nyumba Wayakiwe, amna nyumba Mountain View. You understand, eh? So it just, okay, that's data. I don't need to hire a research firm. That's real data. And Wayakiwe is Westlands. Wayakiwe is Mombasa Road, because the expressway. Wayakiwe is town. Wayakiwe is Mlolongo. Wayakiwe is anywhere in this city. You can be in Wayakiwe within 10, 15 minutes. So it just makes sense for me to look for land there. So once we have demand from residents or future residents, we go to the investors. Tell them, guys, we have this place, there's this demand, and we have a product. And this is how it looks like. And we're bloody good designers. So our products always look, top notch. So then the demand for, that's what I'm telling you, we sold 272 in a week. Okay, that's our record. So allow me to boast.
No, please do.
we have done well. We have never done that well. So it's because people have understood there's a location. And when somebody looks at it, and we try to make it very simple. Our payment plan is very simple. The reason for our location is very simple. The reason for our typology is very simple. So then that is what drives scale. So the more tenants we can have, because having tenants gives us confidence that the investor will get their benefit. Because remember, I don't sell you a house. I sell you the rent that the house will generate. Yes. So if I build you a house and give it to you, then you stay for a year or two without a tenant, that's a problem. That's a problem. And on that, let me just clarify. Have we always gotten it right? No. Our very first project in Laser, Rongai, has not performed very well in terms of tenancy. So we've had a couple of investors who have had quite a while without getting tenants. But very soon I'll call them, and we are doing something very, very radical. I told you, correct, eh?
Yes.
We are doing something very radical about that. Because our aim is to guarantee. And see, these are people who trusted us from the very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is about to be solved with them in a week or two.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit for the what do you call it, for the tenants, or no, not for the tenants, for the investors. So I can use the title and leverage the studio, flat, whatever, for money for myself, or I can do it like I have all options once I purchase the property, I have all options as any other property owner.
Yes. At the very beginning, we used to sign subleases.
Yeah.
You buy and then you do a sublease. No, sublease was a big, like a booklet. But the best piece of art for any Kenyan is a white piece of paper written in black ink and a round red stamp called a title deed. Yeah. I don't think there's a piece of paper that turns on Kenyans like that. So the change from the sublease to the sectional title, very expensive for us. Very expensive. But it's one of the best things that ever happened to this country. Because if you're selling land, your only thing is that, title. Now I'm selling apartments, something on 14th floor. Yeah. I give you the same document. Yeah. And this document has the same power. So you can take it, you can borrow against it, you can bequeath it to your children. Yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Man, and thank you so much for coming on Financially Incorrect Business Edition and giving us your story. Yeah. We've been doing this, and I'll stop saying this because now I've said it for a long time. But please, the camera is yours. Please tell our audience where they can find you, where they can find Tsavo, what solutions you're offering them, and all those. That spiel, I'm sure you have one.
Oh, this is my time for me to be a storyteller and be a marketer.
Yeah, this is the time.
Our website is, which needs to be updated.
Yes, because you have more people there.
Tsavo.ke. You can go to all our socials, all the social media things. You'll find us there. There'll be a number on your screen that you can just get in touch. What do you get from us? I think from the very beginning, we knew we are not going to the real estate space. There was really no big gap. There was the trust gap. There was the integrity gap. That's what you get. We say Tsavo delivers. It's time for you to check whether Tsavo delivers. 11,000 units, 5,500 investors. That tells you on average it's like two each. Of course, some have 40, some have one. Over 4,000 residents. The most beautiful statistic, over 98% occupancy rates. That's the most beautiful thing. So check us out. Yeah. Our locations are absolutely top notch. Yeah. Our prices and business and payment plans are very good. I don't know how well I've done.
Done very well.
Oh, and by the way, there's a QR code. Yeah, I'm old fashioned. So there's a QR code which now will give you all the information that you require. But check us out. If you're in the diaspora, send someone to just come and see and tell you whether this thing is real. Yeah.
There's actually one or two things I wanted to ask that I've forgotten that I'm going to ask now. One is, there's a lot more of I guess the apartments that have come up. I can't remember even the name of your potential. I don't even know whether they consider them competitors, but the other guys who are doing a lot of studios and there's been an increase in that. What's that done for your general ecosystem?
Interestingly, the way we built our company, we actually have never lifted our eyes to see what the neighbors are doing. We've just been so focused. It's now that I'm out of management and now going into other things that I'm now seeing, what does the market have to offer? So we are getting copied, but we knew we would get copied by everyone. You know, Apple makes the smartphone, everybody makes a smartphone. Southwest Airlines flies cheap flights with good service, everybody will come and do that. So we had to have things that they can't copy. They copy the structure. What they're copying are things we conceived 5-6 years ago. What we are thinking about is 5-6 years from now. So for us, it's the Tsavorite, the person who works with us, the person who lives with us, the person who supplies us, the mtu mkono who is on our side. That's our real and fair advantage, the Tsavorite. And Tsavoism, the philosophy, the culture, the core values, the purpose. People call them soft skills. There's nothing soft about that. So that's what we have confidence in. So we are happy for people to come because you know what happens? the architecture of Kenya is improving. The cityscape will improve. So if people are coming to copy what we are doing, the country benefits. And welcome. Yeah. But our confidence is somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's very hard to say.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
The final one is, I'm sure with having a young demographic, you know, as the majority of your tenants, I'm sure that comes with the other side of it, because young people like to do young
things.
I'm trying to be as
You're trying to be correct.
I'm trying my best. So I'm wondering how you guys manage that around reputation, around creating. Especially because you have the management side of the company, how you go around creating a habitable environment for not just those who are within, but those who are around as well. Yeah.
I have two sons who I told you are now in school.
Yes.
They both have lived in Tsavo apartments. One time, one of our property managers went to Kiambu for a security council meeting, and with all those cops and what have you. And one of those guys arrogantly asked him, "Mbona mnakaa out kama hawa? Why are you staying with such people in your houses? Why can't you just get decent families? Just get all them. These are your children. Your son, who you can't manage, is living with us. Your daughter, who has just left college, is living with us. So please understand us. We are completely unapologetic about the people we house. Because when Philip Morris or BAT are making cigarettes, they're unapologetic about the product they sell. When KBL is selling beer and Johnny Walker is selling the alcohol, they're unapologetic about the sale. The things that bring problems with us are products made by other people, whom my consumers take. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a 22-year-old behaving like a 22-year-old. Yeah. So we try the level best to give the right environment, a safe environment, physical environment and psychological environment. But let's realize we are housing an energetic lot. These are 24-year-olds who are working hard and getting paid a lot. They are more arrogant than a 52-year-old like myself. They are louder. You understand? So we were all there. Now, if you are 35 with 2 children, please don't come and live with us. It's not been designed for you. And we have 35-year-olds with children who try and come. It's not designed for you. We have 50-year-old men, divorced with your wife, you don't want stress, you want to come and... it's not designed for you. Because when you're asleep and you hear stilettos on the corridor at 2:30 in the morning, that's noise for you. No, it's designed for the 24-year-old. Yes, they will not hear. You see, so I don't sound arrogant, but I also don't want to sound apologetic about providing a solution to a demographic that nobody has thought about. These young people, you have thought about giving them discos, or they're called clubs, entertainment areas. You have thought about them in their fashion. You have thought about them in their music. You have thought about them in their food and their social media selfies. Who has thought about where they live? Who has thought about the kind of product they need? So sorry, I'm getting passionate about this thing.
You really are.
I'm always getting slack. Or your people are dressed in short clothes. When you're 24-year-old, what were you wearing? And what is your mother telling you about your dress?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
We were all there.
Yeah.
We were all there. Now, we don't want to be a nuisance to neighbors.
Yeah.
So we are very strict. We don't want to have a bad reputation out there. So we really try. We try to bring in the discipline that is required. But for as long as we are within the law and the levels of decency, for heaven's sake, don't expect your 24... And then it says, don't let your children come and live here. No, it's your children who live here. Nobody else has thought about your children, not even you.
Yeah.
We are thinking about this 24-year-old every single day.
Yeah.
And we are providing the best artists, the artists of this world, the content creators, the musicians, the footballers. They are going to live in Tsavo. Our claim to fame Sorry. Our claim to fame is not in putting up buildings. It is impacting the lives of this lot of between 19 years and 30 years. That's where we're going to change this country. Yeah. And forgive me, but I will never apologize for a 25-year-old being a 25-year-old.
Yeah. I feel like I need to ask that question. And I guess, you know what? It makes sense. It makes sense. Thank you for coming.
Incorrect.
It is fine.
Incorrect.
It is fine. It is fine. Thank you for coming on Financially Incorrect, giving us the Tsavo story and just giving us so much information and insight about so many different things. I've really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Financially Incorrect Business Edition. We will see you 2 Tuesdays from now on the next episode of Financially Incorrect Business Edition.